or I'm gonna fuck all of them up. Well, who started it? Was it because the Uchiha wanted to go against them, or?
I mean, like, they had always been, like, there was, like, the first Hokage started, and then, like, it was, like, kind of tenuous. Then the second Hokage with his Uchiha hating ass pushed them all over there, gave them the bitch end of the stick, and then basically made them go over here. Then you had the third Hokage come through, and then, like, they still had, like, basically honor, but they were basically not really a part of, like, high level politics in the village.
So why didn't the third Hokage change that?
Oh no, because he ain't shit. Like no, like
the same way he treated Naruto.
Like, exactly. The third Hokage like did not do his job, like at all.
So it was under his thumb that the Uchiha did what they did, or was it? Was it? No, it had to be under the Force, because like.
No, it wasn't.
Nah, he wasn't around long enough.
Oh yeah. It was the third, and the third was old. The third was old when that shit went down, cause it was like, cause Sasuke is like, I can't remember if he's a few years. I think he's like a few months older than Naruto. It was still during the third Hokage because the fourth Hokage had died by that point. Yeah, because like Sasuke was.
That wouldn't have happened with the fourth Hokage. I'm just saying, but that he would have ended everybody.
Yeah. I mean, but I feel like the fourth Hokage probably would have been on like a little. Okay, well, you guys seem to be mad because you're not in village politics, so.
That's exactly what it is. That was exactly what it was. But that's not what it was. It was just like
no. It's trash. Like I mean, honestly, like this nigga's just like over. He was just basically overhyped. The third Hokage. I mean, like he could essentially be like the Joe Biden of of Hokages. Like he come in, he don't really do nothing great. Don't really let nothing do it. Like it fall to it get worse, but it don't get as worse. But it don't get good.
Yeah, it don't get better. It's just stagnation.
And like slow decline.
Yeah.
So I mean.
Yeah. I mean, but again, the people who he would have had a legitimate gripe with either died or he killed.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was like, why do we even need to fight Naruto? Is it just for shits and giggles?
But yeah, I mean, like, it was just for shits and giggles. Now, for a fight being shits and giggles, it was a really good fight.
It was. It brought some feels out of it.
Yeah, it did. And I'm like, if y'all gonna do that, then it has to be like that. Then it's gotta be like that, cause that shit.
I still don't know what was resolved by that fight.
I mean, like, I
don't know what was proven.
I mean, like,
nobody won.
Nobody won. I mean, like. Sasuke, but that's one of those things. Sasuke will tell you that Naruto won because Naruto got his objective there, and like they both lost their arm, but Naruto like got his arm back, and this nigga Sasuke was like, "Well, I'm gonna not have an arm as penance."
Now you cannot have an arm and an eye as penance. As a penance for what? For what? What did you do?
I mean, like that's between him and himself because like. I mean, I think you have a valid question. Ultimately, I mean, this nigga started these international incidents, but then they fought a war and everybody was fine with it. Like, after it, nobody gave a fuck no more. So it's like...
He didn't do nearly as much as what Orochimaru did. He was effectively kidnapped. I mean, yeah, he went of his own volition, but he was groomed.
He was.
He was absolutely groomed.
He was groomed.
He was a mini Orochimaru at one point. So then it was like, then he comes back, and
then he kept he went to that little hawk summon for a little bit, but it was about them snakes.
Itachi came back and saved him from Orochimaru. He went to those summits, went to Killer Bee, got fucked up. He got fucked up. He got
his ass beat there, and then went to the Kage summon and got his ass beat.
He only fought Deidara and Orochimaru, right? The Akatsuki?
Yes, I believe. Like, because
that's early on.
Yeah, it was early on.
Yeah.
But it was still impressive because Naruto fought that nigga and like did not do good.
I mean, he was still on a lower level at that point.
I'm sorry to just say stop because I'm like, you know, they introduced these niggas at the same time.
They introduced him at the same time, but they clearly put Sasuke on another peg. Like when he met him, because he went over there and said, "Hey to Kurama," like, "I'm in your inner world now, bitch."
No, he did. He did. But that's also like, I feel like, I'm not saying that Sasuke at that point shouldn't have been stronger, but I feel like it was just still like some bullshit. Like, we waited. This nigga, like, that might be Naruto right after the time skip might be like the shittiest, like, like post time skip.
Because he still hadn't gotten his bells from Kakashi. They had to go fight Kakashi after that. And that's why I say he wasn't on fucking Sasuke's level. The nigga didn't even graduate.
Yeah. No, nigga, I forgot about that shit. And then there's like, now that you're back, here's the real test. You have to get the bells back from me. This nigga Sasuke is now plotting to kill motherfuckers.
And he needed Sakura's help. And
Kakashi and Sai's help.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, it was all three of them. No, bro. No.
Then Kakashi actually used more techniques than he uses in any of his fights. Like, he was like, oh, yeah, he's a copy ninja. This nigga's using all 4 elements.
Yeah, but like, see, but I guess that's like, by the end of Naruto and then getting into Boruto, that's where the shit starts going down. Because it's like, shit, like, motherfuckers, like, first of all, it's supposed to be rare as fuck to even be able to have more than one chakra element. Let alone be able to, like, effectively use all 5 and even have that fucking chakra in the first place. So it's like, nah, nigga, like, it's just that slow decline. Now, that being said, I haven't watched that much of Boruto, but I've watched clips of that damn fight between Naruto and Sasuke. I can't even remember that one nigga. But when they basically JIGEN,
I haven't watched none of the fights from there, but I know each fight. I know the fights that are good, the ones with Naruto and Sasuke in there, because who gives a fuck?
I mean, it's the Dragon Ball effect.
Anybody else? Well, it depends, because Dragon Ball Super's actually done a better job of making you, like, Piccolo went versus, like, this bootleg copy of Frieza. I was like, you don't stand a chance, Piccolo. Oh, he does stand a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're actually using more than just fighting power. They're actually using techniques and shit. So
it took them like 30 years to do that shit too.
But it did. But they're reformatting it and trying to make other characters relevant despite these disparaging power differences. If you have a good enough technique and your martial art technique is good enough, like, you might actually be able to do something effective.
But that's how it should be too. Like, it should still be like, well, obviously I'm not gonna be able to defeat you, but like, this shit might be effective. And it's like they did some of that, but they didn't do a lot of that. It's like when Krillin threw that Destructo disc at Cell, it was like, hold up, hold up, that shit might end. He did. He had to. He had to dodge that shit. And that was like, he might have been weak. But at that point, but it's like, nah, nigga, you gotta know when to go.
Low key, in times of desperation, you've seen at least 2 enemies go to a Destructo disc to try and finish a nigga off. Frieza and Cell. Because after Gohan started bodying him, he sent 2 destructive discs his way. And Gohan just caught him with his aura. And I'm like, alright, those destructive discs, They are exactly that. Destructive.
Yeah, no, it's just like a big ass saw. Like if you take one of them damn saws and just...
I ain't never seen nobody just get that shit out of here. I ain't never seen that.
Also, why doesn't somebody fight with like motherfucking saw blades and be like this? That would be wild.
Well, they'd have to be proficient enough to do that.
Yeah.
But they're trying to develop characters that like can do more.
Oh, I was talking about like an actual, like a saw that you could buy at Lowe's. Like, why isn't there something
like Mega Man?
I guess, yeah. Well. that would be fucking frightening.
Imagine the truth, that might be in Chainsaw Man, honestly.
I didn't even think about that.
So maybe somebody did take it.
Maybe. Like, each chainsaw, man, it's like, nigga, I'm workbench, so, man. Be like, no, nigga.
Nah, bro.